Alright, so this video is about leaning over your edge and the subtle level of trust that gives you courage. So today I want to see kayak, and this is my first time see kayaking into a fucking sea cave. I don't fucking know what's going to happen. I went with the current and get into the cave, and there's a little tunnel. This tunnel is rapid, went fast, and let it flow. I almost get stuck in there for a few times. And I shoot two videos. The first one I didn't record. The first one is the most authentic. I just went in the process of going to the cave, so I didn't get it, and I took another one. And because I took two videos, it kind of delayed my time. At the time I came out of the cave, the sun's going down, and I was paddling back because at night it's very difficult to judge distance. So I was looking at the light of the town, and I went back. And lifeguard found me because I have a little light on my kayak. So they found me and they say the storm's coming. And sometimes the wind is too big, and hold on, it just push people kayaking away into the open water and can't fight back. And I thought that's very possible because what the fuck do I know? You know, it's like a lot of things is my first time to do. The first time kayaking into a fucking sea cave, and I have very limited experience kayaking at all. Alaska a little bit, and never at the ocean. And this is a fucking pack raft. It's rubber. Anything sharp can puncture it, especially in a cave. So what gets me thinking about leaning over your edge and risk the danger in the wilderness pursuits. It's very real. Is it safe? No, it's not safe. But you know what else is not safe? You're walking on the street, it's not safe. A dog can bite you. Something can fall into from a building, and you're walking on sidewalk and you're fucking killed. Every year there are people killed by that. But it's not going to be a sufficient reason for you to never go out again, never go shopping again, never go walk on the sidewalk again, because people get killed because they walk on the sidewalk and you don't want to be there. It's not going to be a sufficient reason for that. And so does adventure. It's never going to be a sufficient reason just because somebody get himself killed and killed in the wilderness because they don't prepared enough so that you never go out in the wilderness again because you try to avoid that. The thing is, for most of us, our problem is not going to the wilderness and being fucking killed. It's not going to Alaska and die in a bus. It's not our problem. Our problem is lying in the bed and masturbate with a potato chip on your fucking hand. That's the image that I use all the time, and you're getting fat and you don't fuck your wife anymore because you fucking can't get hard because you can't have a passion for life anymore. And that's most of us. And you have a fucking choice. You can go to the wilderness. And for me, for me, it's about a wilderness. For me, it's what I like to do. And for you, maybe you're a fucking musician. You practice skills on the guitar. You paint, and either painting, use color, the combination of color, the contrast of color, the saturation of the color, and you play a lick on a guitar. The first time you do it is you don't know if you are really dedicated to your fucking art. You are afraid. It's very weird for people to understand. You play a fucking guitar while you're afraid, or you paint a fucking picture while you're fucking afraid. But if you're dedicated to your art, that's a serious matter. You're afraid to do that lick, to do that lick on your guitar, and it's very difficult to do the combination of color. And it's all about leaning over your edge and trying new things. So, and they're going to be inherent risk. It's never going to be eliminated. Just like going to the wilderness, they're going to be inherent risk of being killed. But like this time, I'm going to fucking sea cave. You know what I can do? Because I never been to sea cave before. I never read that much about sea cave formation, that type of stuff. I don't know what the tunnel is going to lead me. Is it going to be a sinkhole? I don't fucking know. And I have the option. I can come back. Okay, I didn't read enough. I didn't know about sea cave enough, and I need to read more. I need to learn more. Spelunking, cave diving. I need to do all those and come back again. And you know what I don't want to happen? I don't want to happen is I'll go back home, read books, spelunking, cave diving, rope rappelling, everything fucking I learned, and 2 years passed. I never gone to fucking sea cave before. I'd never even been to a fucking sea cave. 2 years passed. I read those books, and that's my kind of problem. My problem is not because I don't plan, I don't read. It's because I plan too much, so I fail to take action. There's so many things in my fucking mind I fail to do, and those type of things are what I try to eliminate. That's the inertia that you don't want to do it. So basically, when first you have this comfort zone, this comfort zone is a little bit is what you feel comfortable of doing, and what you need to do is lean over your edge. You don't want to go too far. If you go too far, you're gonna fall. If you're gonna fall, if you're going too far, you are rappelling down the cliff. You're going to fall. Lean over your edge a little bit so that it expand. Every time expand a little bit. Every time expand a little bit. And the thing people talk about courage and conquer your fear. It's not about conquer your fear. It's not about fighting. It's not about go head to head to nature. It's about not versus what. It's not about, so I don't want to use the word survive. It's not about like you win someone or something, the mountain, the river, the sea. It's not you win. You can't win that. It's just so fucking powerful. The community, the survival community has saying that what happening in nature is not against you nor with you. It's as is, and you work whatever fucking you can. You use the resource to keep yourself alive, to be a part of it. And that's the philosophy, and that's to be one way. That's acceptance, and that's surrendering. Surrendering, you do what the fuck you're gonna do, but on the deeper level, you are surrendering to what it is. You don't want things to be different. One thing I was thinking about is about trust. It's like breathing. Like every time you're breathing in and you're breathing out, breathing in, breathing out, you're not thinking about it, but how the fuck do you know you have another breath of air to breathe in? You don't know. And you don't think about it, you breathe out because you have this very subtle level of trust. There are going to be plenty of air to breathe in again, so that you don't hold that breath, so that you don't hold your breath and cause yourself fucking death. And the level of trust is very similar to the first time you do things, the first time you take a boat out, the first time you learn to sail, first time you go rappel down a cliff. That's nerve-wracking too. First time you hand on a rope, and first time you even driving a car, and that's nerve-wracking. You have to have this level of trust that on the one hand you do what the fuck you can do. What the fuck you can do is to control your action, your state of mind, your concentration, your focus. Sometimes during these videos I thinking about something else, I'm thinking about what I'm gonna say next, I think about my composition on the screen, and my mind off, and when I look back I can see that my mind take off a little bit and lose a little bit of concentration. And that concentration is what you can control. You can, through this meditative, active meditation, like right now I'm doing this video, it's active meditation for me. It's about flowing, and so is adventure. Adventure is put yourself into a scenario that demands your learning. That demands your learning. That stillness of alertness is meditation itself. It's active meditation. And you are nervous. I'm going to fucking cave. I'm fucking nervous. I've never been there before. I'm never going to sea cave before. I'm fucking nervous as fuck. But at the midst of that, I'm calm as fuck because I relax into open. I relax into open because I see it as is. I accept the easiness of what the fuck is, and I have this very subtle level of trust of the wave, the current is going to take me, float, and you keep calm. That's how you fucking keep calm, is acceptance. It's a very subtle level of trust. On the one hand, you do what the fuck you're gonna do. You control the direction of the boat. You control with your oar. On the other hand, your trust is going to be fine. Is it always going to be fine? No, there are people died a few times. And just today, if the wind is big, I'm going to the open water, I'm going to be fucking dead, and people find this camera, oh, this guy's dead, and another movie's made. But they're always going to be the worst. The worst is you lying in bed and masturbating with potato chips on your hand and don't fuck your wife anymore. And that's most of us, and the people never put that on news. People never make a TV show, make a movie out of it, so that you think about, those guys are crazy, good weirdness. No, you are crazy. You're laying in the bed and masturbating and being fat. You're constantly leaning over your edge. It's not just an adventure. What the fuck you do in every aspect of your life. If you're scared of talking to strangers, just go talk to 2 strangers today. And 3 strangers every day next month. And by leaning over your edge, you expand your capacity. It's a practice, an ongoing practice. It's a gradual improvement of every aspect of fucking life. You don't want to go too far. If you go too far, it means you have a resistance. You want to break out. You want to break through that comfort zone, and that actually causes you harm. Lean over a little bit, and the key to lean over your edge, just like rappelling down a cliff. What's the most difficult part of rappelling down a cliff? Is to lean over that cliff. That cliff, you have to have trust. Trust that rope, trust that anchor that you just made, trust that tree. And trust your own hands is gripped well, and trust your equipment. And you lean over with holding the rope with your feet against the rock. That's the most difficult part. And that trust, on the one hand, you control the rope, you hold the rope in your back, and you don't let go. That's what you can have control. What you don't have control. You could be fucking rappel down a cliff and there's an earthquake and you're fucking buried in the rocks. But just like breathing, you Trust that, and that trust is openness itself, is freedom itself. Once you have the subtle level of trust, instead of resisting it, instead of go versus wild, I'll go fight nature, I'll go fight the ocean, I'll go fight this cave, you can't fight the rock. That's so much powerful, more powerful than you. But what you can do is relax, open into it, is surrender to it. And once you surrender into that, once you trust it, you have this openness. That openness is freedom. And in the midst of being nervous, in the midst of not knowing what to do, you are still. And you don't have mental chatter. And the best part of yourself is brought out. You are still. You are alert. That's why people like adventure so much. Adventure like situations like you are going to the sea cave first time with tunnels going in water fast. The best part of yourself is brought out, and that part of yourself is never there when you're in the city. When you just stay up late and next day wake up 3 o'clock in the afternoon, that's not going to be there. That self is not going to be there. But those scenarios brings out that part of yourself. That alertness, that openness, and that freedom, and that's all from the level of trust.